Okay, guys, I just got back from Lancaster, from the cemetery, and let me explain. Um, my good buddy, Mike Snyder, died almost 2 years ago. This month will mark 2 years. And Mike was a phenomenal magician, and I used to travel with Mike and his wife, Donna, and we would do shows in North Carolina, West Virginia, Kentucky, uh, all over the place. And I would help set up their illusion show. I was kind of their road manager for a little bit on and off. And anyway, Mike died almost 2 years ago this month. And I reached out to a buddy of mine because he had just recently been to his gravesite a couple of days ago. And I wanted to find out where Mike was buried. It was really important to me. Weirdly enough, the day of Mike's funeral or viewing, I went to go start my car to go to his services, and my car would not start. So since that time 2 years ago, I've been pretty disappointed that I never had a chance to kind of see my friend off and have any sort of closure. Well, today I decided while Chloe's away and Ryan was at work that I would go visit Mike Snyder's gravesite. And the weirdest thing happened. Now, first of all, it's kind of cool. It was really neat. You probably can't see it on the picture, but his gravestone was really neat to see. And his big thing, it's all about believing. And it says about that he's a magician, illusionist, and a Disney enthusiast. And I just thought that was so cool. It's all about believing. I remember an illusion that he was putting together a couple years before he died called OptArt. And it was a design by Jim Steinmeier, and the illusion was made and fabricated by Willie Kennedy. Wonderful illusion, very expensive illusion. And I remember sitting with Mike and Donna thinking about the music that he would use for that. And it came down to Def Leppard. It's all about believing. Oddly enough, that's what he has on his tombstone. Well, as I mentioned earlier, the weirdest thing happened. Now, I'm a magician, so I'm very skeptical when I see things or anything on the spiritual realm. I've become very, very, what's the word I want? I don't necessarily believe the bullshit. I have to see evidence. Well, today really freaked me out. I was sitting at Mike's tombstone, and by the way, as I was sitting there, one of the things that Mike always loved was Journey and Def Leppard. Well, my son and I just happened to be at the same concert that Mike was at, and he had a chance to be backstage. Great opportunity for Mike prior to his death. So as I was sitting at his grave today, I just popped on my YouTube music and started playing It's All About Believing, and then Only the Young with Journey. And I took a couple pictures. I literally took a couple of pictures. Gonna drop my phone, nothing crazy. I did put it on a tombstone because, and you'll see in the actual post that I'll post this picture of me sitting by his gravesite. I just wanted to have that. For my own personal thing. But my phone never dropped. I literally, you see, it's kind of protected. Now, you can't tell it here, but I got back to my car. Honest to God, swear to God. I got back to my car. It's really hard to see on here. I had drove there, no problem. I was playing music the whole time. I was tapping on my phone. When I got back in my car, I took my finger over my screen like this, and I was like, what in the world? And you can't really see it here. I wish you could. Gosh, I wish you could. But there is a crack the whole way across my screen from the middle all the way across. It's not shattered, but it's cracked. And that happened as soon as I left his gravesite. Now, the irony of this is also that back around 2014, I made this for Mike. It was a show for a college in Lancaster called Thaddeus Stevens. And it was I took some of his photos and I adapted them to kind of give it a spookier look, but they get glued together and it's like a table tent. And as you can see, Mike Snyder even asks the magical question, and that is, Do the dead materialize? Do spirits return? Well, let me tell you, folks, today I have just the oddest encounter. Now, any other time, if I looked at my phone like that, and by the way, my another story this week is my windshield. I was out driving and a tractor trailer threw a stone up on it and cracked my windshield. I was pissed. Today, when I looked at my phone and saw it was cracked, I looked down at it and I just smiled and I laughed because I thought, Mike Snyder is still doing his magic today. He's still letting us know that he's around. Even Houdini, who promised to come back from the grave, never did that. But somehow, my buddy Mike Snyder got through to me as my tears were shedding, as I was crying, but as I also remembering happy times. I realized that, you know what? It really is all about believing. Good day, folks.